Everybody, welcome back to another Clutching Gaming video, and today I had like a funny idea to just basically put like I was originally going to just put a compilation of like my best stories, personal stories together, and like new ones, but I've just decided to like remaster them in this new video, so yeah, here's some stories that I'm going to tell you. You know, feel free to do whatever with this audio as you will, because unless you want to watch the gameplay as well, but you know, you can have this on in the background while you're studying. Maybe it'll even get you to sleep because they're so, you know, boring. Well, they're not boring, but depends your view on them, I guess. But you know, have it on while you're doing whatever, working out. You know, what's better than to work out to my soothing voice. Anyways, let's begin. So my first story is a situation that happened to me nearly 2 years ago, and it's a funny one to say the least. So I was talking to this girl, and we was getting along, and I eventually asked her, like, you know, do you want to go on a date? And she was like, yeah, sure. So we made arrangements to meet at a park, right? And on the same day, I had also made plans to go see Black Adam when it was out with my friend Matthew. The day was Halloween, right? It was pretty eventful. Anyway, so I made plans for the movie theatre afterwards, and I was like, I'm going to get this date over and done with first, and it's all going to be golden. Now, young me, I was 18, but young me decided it would be a good idea to offer Matthew to tag along. And Matthew, you know, being, you know, having some fucking common sense, was like, no, that was probably not the right thing, you know, the right way to go about this. I was like, oh, it'd be fine. So he comes along, right? And I'm like, you know, she won't mind that, you know, it's fine. He's got like that wholesome gay energy, you know, he's cool. She comes around the corner like wearing a dress. I'm like, oh fuck, I've already fucked up because I'm wearing just like standard basic clothing. Now, like, I should bear responsibility for this. I mean, there was never like plans to wear anything like good, but you know, I probably should have done. You know, would have been good to take some initiative, but anyway, I didn't. We spoke, we even had a walk around separately, you know, like from that, and we spoke, we got along, we had a good time. And then we basically, we had our separate ways. Me and Matt go watch Black Adam, I go home, everything's good, we have a talk, I go sleep, golden. I then go, I can't remember if I saw her at college, I'm probably, maybe, I don't know. But one day I'm just sat there talking to her, I'm like, you know, I think maybe I was moving too fast. I was like, do you want to go, like, hang out at lunch? And by hang out I just meant, you know, like, go for walks and stuff. And it just seemed like all of it was just a boiling point where she was like, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, oh, fair enough. And at the time, it was like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, well, what did I do wrong? And upon further reevaluation and inspection, I can see why it didn't work out. I mean, bringing Matt along, you know, not putting effort in, it was stupid of me, so I understand. So, yeah. My second story is quite funny actually as well. I was young and naive, and my friend told me to download an app called Grindr. Now, both me and you will know that Grindr is a homosexual app. It is made for people that like the same gender. I don't know if it's made for is it strictly gay men, or is it like lesbians as well? I'm not sure, but it's a homosexual app, like a gay version of Tinder, right? So my friend told me it was a social app. I was like, oh yeah, sure, man. You know, like, social apps were a thing back then, and they still are now. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm all up for making new friends, and so I'm on it. I've just got like basic photos of myself up, and I find it weird when people start saying some zesty things to me. I'm like, you know what, like two's a bit weird, let alone five. You know, five guys like saying to me, oh, do you want to meet up? And I'm like, hang on a minute, I'm noticing a bit of a recurring pattern here. And then obviously I look it up and I realise it's a gay app, right? By that time, before I could even delete the app, someone had already started an argument with me because he feels he was led on I was like, buddy, I didn't know. I'm like 14. I didn't know that this was a fucking, you know, homosexual app. I'm not even supposed to be on here. And like, you know, I didn't realise that it was so zesty until I was on it. And he's like getting proper angry. He's like, well, I'm going to find out where you go to school. I'm like, what? What? Because I'm not gay. Like, he was actually getting like, frustrated, right? So he goes, I know where you go to school. And he actually says he knows, right? So he threatened to look it up, and then he does. And to my shock and horror, he does get the wrong school, but the school he gets isn't far away from my, like, well, the school I was at the time. So I was like, oh, fuck. So I was like, oh, no, you got me. I was like, and then, you know, he didn't do anything. I was praying that I didn't hear on the news that the school that he'd found had been, like, shot up in an attempt to find me. It was a dumb thing to do. It's obviously, you know, I look back on it and I'm very regretful. But, yeah, it is annoying. Nothing you can do, though. And my third story is something that I did try and upload in the Clapped Chronicles, but the video didn't animate properly, so it's a bit sad. But basically, I had this story in school. It was like primary school, and to any Americans watching us, like elementary, right? So it's like year 6. So for you guys, that's roughly the same, right? Like 6th grade, 5th grade, whatever, or 7th maybe. I'm not quite sure, but basically, I'm in school and we're all doing physical education, right? And we're all in the gym, and we're just like doing gym stuff, like, you know, like skipping rope, kicking balls, you know, like doing stuff outside as well. Was allowed both in and out, so it's cool, right? And there was a heated argument begun between two kids, and one of them, like this guy who was like known for having like tantrums and outbursts, just grabbed a skipping rope and just like laid the other kid out. And I was watching, I was like, right, well, that's not cool. And he walks off, like, skipping rope in hand, so he's took his weapon with him. He's took the evidence with him, you know, he's a clever kid, I guess. And we all basically get told, like, put on lockdown, basically. He's seen as a threat, so we're all supposed to just stay where we are. Everyone throughout the school is, like, sent, like, a mutual message, like, you know, stay where you are. And for some reason, this kid that comes up to me, he's like, you know, do you want to go look for this kid? You want to, like, go apprehend him? I'm like, buddy, we're not Batman and Robin. We're not fucking Spider-Man and Daredevil. We're not apprehending fuck. And he's like, oh, come on. And I'm like, alright. It didn't even, it's like fucking 5 seconds of persuasion for me to go, oh yeah, sure. Like, I could have had my brains bashed in, but fuck it, yeah. And bear in mind, the kid that was asking me to go with him, I wasn't really that cool with, but for some reason I was just like in a good mood, so I was like, yeah, sure, let's go get our asses kicked and be remembered for being the brave souls that went to look for him. And we're scouring out, we're just like walking down the halls with like the lights flickering. Like, honestly, it felt like a fucking movie. You know, we're looking for the criminal, and there's this like we go into a few rooms, and there was this one room that we was pretty adamant that he was in, and the other kid turns around to me, he's like, oh, if he lays me out, you're my witness. I'm like, I ain't gonna be anyone's witness when he's laid me out and all. Turns out he wasn't in there, he was outside hitting a tree, as you do when you're in a bad mood, I guess. So yeah, pretty much that's what was happening. My fourth story is a scary story, as a matter of fact. So I was about 5, 6, give or take. I was at the doctor's with my dad, and it was quite late. It was in the winter, right? And it was 6 o'clock, so it was like pretty much pitch black. And, you know, I was like bored as fuck. I don't even know why I went. Well, as a kid, I just loved going places. I was such a little tosser. Anyways, I'm sat in like the patient room and whatever, and I think I'm waiting for my dad. And there's this woman, right? There's this old lady who looks like she is on death's door, and she's got like this big fuck off, obnoxious purple teddy, like this just weird, withered looking teddy bear, and she's smiling at me, right? So I'm like, okay, this is odd. And my dad comes out, and I'm like, oh, thank fuck. I think I got some candy from the front desk, and we go home. Well, That's what I thought. That was the plan. Turns out the woman with the big teddy stops us and she's like, "Excuse me, would your son like this teddy bear?" I'm praying to God, like, "Dad, please. I know it's horrible, just reject her, because I don't want it." And he's like, "Oh, that's lovely, thank you." Like, obviously he was probably thinking the same as me, but you know, he didn't want to be mean, so he got the teddy bear, carries it home, and he's like, "Go put this in your room." I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, like, can't you throw it out?" Like, we haven't even got to focus on the principle here or anything. This fucking teddy bear's disgusting. But anyway, he gives me the teddy bear, and I go put it on my bed. And honestly, I'm like, looking back on it now, it was a good thing that we were nice, but it looked awful. Like, and just, it was just so scary as well. Anyway, I have it on my bed, and this is what the part where it gets a bit fuzzy, right? Because I'm not actually sure if what happens next is like a dream. But all I remember is waking up at like 2 a.m. in the morning, and the bear just starts walking over to me on my own bed. And I'm like shitting my little pants. I'm like, "Oh, fuck. And then I'm knocked out. Or like, not actually knocked out, but then I just wake up and everything's fine. I couldn't even find the teddy bear. Like, I never even saw the teddy bear again that day, so I don't know if my dad threw it in the trash. Like, maybe that's what I saw, with my dad picking it up, and I just, like, my young tired brain misconstrued it as it walking towards me. I'm not quite, you know, sure. But to this day, I actually don't know. I've never talked about it because I've brought it up before and I can't remember what the fuck I'm talking about. So I don't know if the whole thing was a dream, which would be very weird. I know like how powerful a child's imagination is because your comprehension isn't like quite there yet. So like I do understand all that, but yeah, it's funny. My fifth story is one that's not like very exciting. It's just a bit odd. So I was playing Fortnite with the lads back in 2018, you know, prime Fortnite, and I was home alone. I was just gaming. My mum was out getting some of my groceries, and I hear the door go. I'm like, "Oh, it's mum back with some food," and I'm pretty sure I remember like her going to get some stuff. So I'm like, I took a guess at what was in the bag. I was like, "Oh, do we have any like prawn baguettes?" And she was like so I hear the door open. And I'm still in my room, I'm playing with the lads, I take off my headset for a bit, I'm like, "Right, mum, do you have any prawns and baguettes?" And she said something along the lines of like, "Yeah, sure," or whatever, like, you know, I'll make you prawn baguettes. I was like, "Thank you," and then she left. I think she said something else, I can't quite remember, it's all fuzzy. Anyway, she goes, I'm like, "Right, that's cool," so I game. And then like, I leave my headset half, like one ear, one, like not on the other one, and I'm listening out, and it's been 20 minutes at this point. We've finished the whole round, and I'm like, right, well, it obviously doesn't take that long to make a fucking prawn baguette. You know, you got to butter it up, put the prawns in there, and wax some mayonnaise on. You're done. Bish bash bosh. But it's not made. It's not ready. So I called her, right? No answer. Call her, no answer. And I'm about to step foot downstairs. I'm about to venture on, see what's the hold up. And that's when my mum walks through the front door with grocery bags, and she's, "Oh, you got some dinner?" I'm like, "You was just making me dinner." She's like, "Nuh-uh." I was like, "Yeah, you was making me prawn baguettes." And she was like, "I haven't got any prawn baguettes." And first of all, I didn't know what to be more upset about. I didn't know whether to be fucking like distraught at the fact that I had no prawn baguettes, or literally scared of the fact that there was probably an intruder in my home. Looking back on it to this day, again, it's still one of them things that doesn't make sense. Again, I don't think it's an intruder or anything. I don't know why an intruder would walk into my house, offer me a sandwich, and then fuck off. Like, unless he's like a fucking menace. Like, I'm not sure. And I don't think it's ghosts either, because I'm quite you know, regarding skeptics, it's all kind of, you know, to me, or it's like, if it has to make sense, like, there has to be some sort of explanation. So I never really resorted to the idea of there being ghosts. But yeah, no, regardless, still a very, very odd story, and one that I shan't forget. Yeah, basically. And then my final story is, again, not a long one, but basically when I was younger, I used to just have this weird, like, anger problem. I was 5 years old, right? And normally, if you met me, like, if I was in a normal mood, I was really nice. But sometimes I'd have these weird outbursts for no reason, which was weird. But anyways, I remember we go to town one day, and we get out the car, we're in like this multi-storey car park, and we go to get the elevator. But my mum's like, I haven't even paid for the parking. And so we get out the elevator, and mum's like paying for it. I don't know why me and my dad couldn't have just waited like in the elevator and just kept the doors open, but whatever. And these two teenage girls get in the elevator, right? Obviously, in a normal world, this just does not matter. We're not using it anyway. We'll get the next one down. It's no problem. You know, my mum's in like a tiny little queue to pay. It's not a big deal. But for some reason, my little brain just couldn't comprehend the fact that two people had just stolen our elevator. So I was like, get out the elevator now! And they just looked so shocked. And my dad was like apologising, like just, you know, like telling me to shut up. And look, just looking back on it, it's so dumb. Like, I was genuinely such a dumb little kid. I wish I could meet younger me and beat the living fuck. But anyways, that's all the stories. I hope you've had a blast listening. I hope you've had a good time, you know, writing your homework, or, you know, filling in a fucking job application, or writing your CV. Whatever you're doing, I hope you've had a good job. If I got you to sleep, then I am both insulted and proud at my skills. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.